Hello my friends and welcome back to Lucid SMP. This is episode 17 and we are here in the Spider Mines going through what we finished building between episodes. I think it's looking really nice in here, and the ores in here really help the character or the player figure out kind of how far through the dungeon they are. I think that's a really nice touch, and it helps add a lot of detail into this area, so I think that's really nice. So this is now done, so what we need to do is work on Zone 2, and we've actually already started working a little bit on Zone 2, so let me go ahead and finish getting through these mines. If I knew where I was going, it would help. And we can see what we've done, starting working on Zone 2. So I will get straight through here and meet you over in Zone 2. Alright, we have exited the mines, and as you can see, we've been doing some work over here in our minigame area. There are 2 new minigames that we put in this zone, and of course they're still very, very ugly. The redstone has not been covered up yet, and perfect, I have my bow on me. So this game here won't be playable until the player has gotten their bow. And sorry, a creeper blew up here, so I'm still recovering from that, it seems, but it doesn't look like any of the redstone got broken, which is good. So let's go ahead and do this here. What I need first, though, is, let's see, actually, I should be able to get them from here. If I open this one back up, now, what we need to play this game is a Rupal block, because it's a fairly easy game, and I want to make sure that it costs enough to be worth it. So what's going to happen is we're going to put 1 Rupal block in there, and it will give us 2 arrows. It's a very simple impulse item sorter here that sorts out the Rupal blocks, and then this just measures when something goes through this hopper and ticks out and gives us 2 arrows, which is perfect. So the idea is you have to get a bullseye on this to be able to win the game. So this is the idea. I wanted to take more than just 1 try, because it's not supposed to, like, it's going to give pretty good prizes here. As you can see on this sign, there's going to be 1-time only loot that's all going to be pretty good, that's going to drop on your head as soon as you beat the challenge. So I want people to play this a few times, but I don't want it to be cheap, because you're going to go ahead and see, as I got a spruce sapling, that's what I currently have in there. But yeah, I don't want it to be cheap, because the loot's going to be very, very good, and for, you know, it should end up being cheaper than the shop if you beat it on the first try, is the idea. And then if we go over here, we've got a whole separate game. This one will be playable at any time, and this one is kind of win or lose, you're going to get a prize. This one has a lot more redstone involved, so let's kind of look at the redstone before we start. But the idea is, once you go through this door, you need to stay on top of the drip leaf until that door over there opens. So the redstone we've got going on is a little bit complicated. This door is closed when the game is off. Those doors are open. When the game is on, this door will open up and these doors will stay closed. So once we hit a button, it gives it a single pulse, which pushes this redstone block out, which pauses the game. Once you do that, it'll pull this block back and start the game, which allows this etho hopper clock to start running. This block will then push to this side. Once it pushes back, it will tick this, allowing the game to reset, pushing a 1 pulse through here, reverting that block to its original location. Then, the pulse from over here runs down below the bottom, hitting this door, and that door, and also the signal from that comes out right here, which is also locking this etho hopper clock. This etho hopper clock runs a lot faster and runs to these droppers up top. So what happens is, every once in a while during the game, a cookie is going to drop from the ceiling and land on the drip leaf and make the drip leaf fall. So that's what makes the game challenging, is you have to watch for the cookies and try and stay above from the whole time. It's actually fairly straightforward, not the hardest game in the world, and if you lose, you still get a bunch of cookies. So let's kind of see how this works here. So we're just going to go long, and the nice thing is, if you see a cookie drop, as long as it's not like 2 cookies in a row, you do have a little bit of time, but that's what happens is you now can collect up all your cookies, and then this door remains closed, so you can't run back in and try and beat it before the time ends. So once that ends, you're free to try and start again. I think it might be like a 1 ruble per play or something, because it is kind of difficult and you do get a lot of cookies. Maybe I'll base it on like how many cookies you end up getting, because like this same amount of cookies should drop every time it goes. So then I can check the cookie price in the shop and then make sure it's cheaper than that. I got 43 cookies. That's a good amount of cookies. Usually I'm selling them like 10 for 1 ruble or something like that. So we'll make sure it's like 10 rubles to play or something like that, but it'll even out. And then there will be a really nice prize at the end of it, because you'll get a whole bunch of food, but the cookies aren't the greatest food. But at the end of it, there will be a really nice prize if you do happen to make it through this door. So now what we need to do is continue working on Zone 2. Now that we have some of our functionality in here, there is one more piece of functionality that I definitely need to get in here, other than like secrets and stuff. There's one more task in here that's going to take a little bit of effort. And what I'm thinking is maybe up here somewhere, maybe that's what this house will be. Maybe it'll be like a farmer's house or something. And then there will be an armor stand here saying, hey, I lost my chicken. Can you go find my chicken for me? And then there will be a chicken out here somewhere in the world that you have to go collect. And then you have to bring the chicken back to here. And then what you do is you'll put the chicken into a hole, which it will drop into a hole, and then pass by an observer with a string on it. It will be what initiates your prize. So then somewhere further down here, the chicken will go through a water chute and then pop back up somewhere on the map, so that that task is repeatable and that I don't have to come back here and reset a chicken every single time. So I'll have to put like fence gates or something to make sure the chicken can't escape. But I think that's a pretty good little task. And I might just like hide a dispenser in here somewhere. So if the chicken does escape and there's not one, you can just push a button a few times and get a chicken. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. Then I need to build, a couple houses on here, a couple houses on here, build a couple shops, build a couple bridges. But I think we're in pretty good shape. So let's go ahead and get more work done here in Zone 2. All right, my friends, we are back, and as you can see over in Zone 2, we've made some progress. We've done a lot of different things over here, so let's go ahead and take a look. First, we're going to go ahead and see our target block mini game is now decorated, and I think it's looking really nice. I think this design turned out pretty well. It's fairly simple, fairly straightforward, but I think it works with the theme and the color palette. We also did the drip leaf game over here. We'll take a look at that in a second. Over here, we've got a witch hut. We haven't done any of the interiors on the houses yet, but we'll get to that here soon. But that's something we'll talk about. That one looks pretty good here too. And then we've also got this one over here. I think it looks pretty nice. I think this might be our shop. And then this one up here we have some other plans for. But I think everything's turning out looking pretty good. Trying to keep it, with the spruce theme, using some dark oak, some cobble, got some white stained glass, nice open roof. I think it looks pretty good. And then on the inside here, nothing yet, but we've got space to do something with it. And then over here, we've got our chicken coop. This is where our friend, Clucker McDougal, is going to live. So yeah, there's a water stream that goes under this place. We can take a look at that. Yeah, so there's a water stream here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. It basically just pushes the chicken all the way from over here where you got to put them in the hole. So that works out pretty well. And, that just lives underneath the zone here. Yeah, so I think that turns out pretty good. We've got pumpkins here. There will be a task for that I haven't installed yet. But let's go ahead and keep looking around. If we go over this way, there's a secret little hidden thing there. And then if we come up here, we'll go ahead and go into the target block mini game, and the inside is looking pretty good. Everything's all covered up and looking pretty good. Everything's still functional, and we've got a nice little interior in here. I still haven't put the loot or decided fully what the loot is yet, but that's something that will come a little bit later on. And on this side, we have our drip leaf game, and I think it's looking pretty good, using the drip leaf to decorate and identify what's going on here. And of course, big nasty shulker box monster in front of it, but that's okay. That's kind of where we're working out of at the moment. Not too much back here, just a little, alleyway sort of thing. But yeah, if you go in here, I decorated the whole thing with glass so you can see through and see the pyramid on the other side. I think that's really cool. I think kind of helps a lot. And then also you can see, okay, there's the treasure chest over there. And you can even go in here and scout things out if you want to. But there's absolutely no way to get the chest. I made sure of that. You can't get in there. You can't do it. So yeah, it gives you a chance to kind of look around and see, or if you want to come, get your cookies or whatever after you play, that, you're still able to do that. And then I left the other side open as well, just because I always like kind of seeing the redstone, seeing how it works and that sort of thing. So when you start the game, you see stuff start to move. It's pretty cool. I do need to figure out the floor in here. I was thinking of leaving it grass, but since it's going to be grass in there, I might change it in here. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, but I think that's pretty much all of the updates that we've done. But let's go ahead and go up to the witch house, and we can take a flyby look at everything while we're doing that. Yeah, this zone's really starting to come together. I think it's looking really nice. And, while we're talking about it, I did leave access to the redstone there, so that's really great. But yeah, let's go ahead and go up into the witch house and take a look. There's not a whole lot of space on the inside of this, but we're going to do a lot with this because we have this whole area below us as well. And we want potions to be a part of the game. So the witch hut will sell potions, but there will be kind of a sneaky entrance into the witch's basement where you might be able to find some ingredients and brew a couple potions yourself. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we've got going on in this area so far. What we have left to do is we need to decorate up this and put in, all the armor stands for everything. Yeah, we'll need some books in each of the games. We'll need a book in this game. We'll need a book in this game. We'll need to get the witch in place. We'll need to get all of the potions for sale. I have already brewed a lot of potions. And then there is one final task that we need to do. We also need to get this shop in place, everything in there. We have one more house, some bridges to build, and then there's one more final thing that needs to be done in this zone, but that one's probably going to have to stay a bit of a secret so we don't give anything away. So let's go ahead and keep on working. I'll get the last house in here. I'll get some bridges built up, try and polish off this area a little bit, and I will see you in just a few minutes. All right, my friends, we are back and we have been hard at work and we have done a lot of decorative stuff going on here in Zone 2. We've got a lot of our farmland planted in here and we've obstructed the view to the mine shaft a little bit. I think it's looking really nice. We've got some pumpkins around. We've got other crops growing up. They haven't quite fully grown up yet, but those are in place. The interiors are still empty, unfortunately, but that is the next thing on the list because we've now got a pathway in here. We've got a lot more decorations. We've got this path as well, and I think it's looking really, really nice. So the last few things we have to do is finish this little zone here, and then do the interiors of all three of these little houses. And that will basically finish up this area. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you this path that we've got, and I think it's looking really nice. The whole area itself is looking really good now. It's looking a lot more completed now that we have these paths and this bridge and stuff in here. It's looking really, really nice. Whoops. Didn't mean to go into the house there, but yeah, it's looking really, really nice, and this zone is getting closer and closer to finish each day. So that's awesome because once this whole zone is done, that means 2 and 4 are done, and then this whole area is completed. So that's a really nice step. So I've been pushing really hard trying to get Zone 2 to be done. So let's go ahead and get back to work, get these interiors done, and then I will see you in just a second when we finish up this area. All right, my friends, it's a brand new day. I've got a fresh cup of coffee and Zone 2 is complete. So let's take a look. As you can see, I've got some shaders installed, and don't mind the framiness. My computer is not the best, but I figure I wanted to give you a nice good look at what we've got going on here. So we'll take a quick look in the shaders. And then once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and tour the little town that we have here. This is called Greenwood Village, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Now that we've had a quick look, let's go ahead and tour everything we've got. So over here, this is called Greenwood Village, so I went ahead and made the people here green. So we've got a book here, and it tells you, hey, I need to find my chicken. Can you go find it? And bring him back here to me, please. And then at the end, it talks a little bit of lore about the Iron Monster, that sort of thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's looking pretty good. You drop the chicken down the hole, and then out through here will come your prize. Then over here, we already did some work on here, but we can go ahead and pop in here and see the finished product. We've got over here 1 ruble block to pay for 2 arrows, bow not provided. I wanted to make sure that was very clear here and in the rule book. So basically do all of that, and then at the end I added a little thing about the spider mines, just little hints and things telling people where they need to go in this zone to be able to complete the zone. Over here, everything else is pretty much like it was the last time we left it. So we'll go ahead and close that door. But we've got here Maple right here. Hello, Maple. And the things that we haven't quite taken a look at is let's go ahead and look at the interior of these 3 houses that we've done. First, we've got the farmer's house. This is Farmer Cody's house. I think it was Melvin before, but I decided to change it. And I'm short on heads, so I do still need to get a couple heads. That's kind of the last thing left. But it basically tells you you can exchange, 16 carrots for some ruples. The ruples are laid out in the barrel here, or rubles, sorry. And then over here, wheat and beetroot are a little bit more expensive because you get the wheat and the seed, so it takes a few more to do that. But I think it looks really nice. And then if we head over down, let's go downstairs first and take a look at this house. This is Mitzi's Ironworks. Yeah, so we've got some random workstation blocks out here that'll be helpful for Mitzi to make some iron stuff. You come in here and we've got some little decorations. You've got an iron chest plate. The prices are not for sure yet, so those are, potential for change once I start doing some play testing. I just kind of input what I think would be best. You can buy an iron sword or you can buy an iron chest plate. There's also going to be some pies in here. I just haven't gotten to that yet. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty nice in here. Nice little cozy design. And then now I will say, if you are somebody who is looking to play this game in the future and you don't want any spoilers, now would be the time to go ahead and say thank you for watching, hit those buttons down below, and I'll see you next episode. And if you're sticking around, let's go ahead and take a look. So, we know the progression of this zone. You come in and you start looking around and poking around and you gain some clues. The clues tell you a few different things. One, if you come over here, my sister always goes to the cave in town. I'm scared she is cold. Can you help her and light her campfire? I'm so worried. There are other clues that tell you you need to go through the spider mines to find a magical fire device. Then, once you find that magical fire device, you can come over here to the secret cave on the side. Now, I probably will, over time, add a little bit more to this cave. There's not much to it other than it looks cool, and you kind of just walk through here. There's a couple barrels hidden in the walls and, a little bit of loot. But then you come through here, and you find this little path towards the end. And then once you find the path towards the end, you find, brr, I'm so cold, and a campfire. Once you light this campfire, the Zone 3 key will be given to you. And now you have completed Zone 2. But there's one more thing that we need to look at. One more little piece of gameplay that we don't want people that are going to play to instantly know about. So, another spoiler. So, if we keep going back out here, we've got one more thing that we want to take a look at. So, what's the last thing? Well, that's the last house we haven't gone into. This is Willie's Potion Brewery. So in here, you got Willie's Potion Brewery. Very cluttered, very chaotic. I always feel like, magical places are that way. But if you take a look in this book, let's start from the beginning. Hello, my name is Willie, and I'm the local wizard. Do you have any spider eyes or string? I was looking for some in my basement. I was looking for some somewhere. Definitely not in a basement. Don't you be poking around. Anyway, if you have any spider eyes or string, I'll gladly buy them from you. I have some money in this barrel behind me. Oh, I almost forgot. Want to buy some potions? I have some of those in the barrels around here as well. I'm sorry I'm not very organized. Check all these barrels and the prices should be there for you. And remember, there is no basement. So, if you have string, tells you trade in 12 string for 5 rubles. And if you have spider eyes, you can get 10 rubles per spider eye. So that's a pretty good deal. And then if you check the random barrels, 50 per potion here. And I just kind of have them all scattered around, all different types of potions. Things that'll be helpful, but the ones that are super useful are more expensive. But if you notice, this little guy here said there is no basement. He lies to us. If you sneak down here, let me get in the right position, and then you can come through here and find Willie's secret basement. Now through here, this is an additional minigame in this area. I could probably brew a free potion with materials I find here. Let's see what we can find. In the basement minigame, you can use any items you find, including barrels, chests, item frames, etc. Happy hunting. So basically, they can go around here and they can find, things hidden throughout the area, within barrels, within sneaky hidden barrels, on the walls, hidden all around in this area. And then once you keep going through here, you find more barrels and you find more stuff, and some rubles, some loot, some string that you can sell back to them. And then stuff hidden on the walls everywhere, stuff hidden in secret shulker boxes, that sort of thing. And then once you get up to the very top, there's a little brewing station for you. It's already loaded up with the blaze powder, and you get some bottles as well once you start digging through here. There's water sources in here as well, right here and down on the first floor. So everything you need to brew one of all the types of potions you can buy in the store down below is here in this shop. So if they take advantage of that, if they can find this secret basement, that's up to them. It's 100% optional, little side quest, but I thought it was cool and it's a really fun way to do that. Then once you're done, you have to go back out through his shop and you are set to go. So now that we have finished zone 2, we have now finished 5 full zones. Let's go outside and take a look at these zones that we've done. So zone 2, complete. Dungeon 2, complete. Zone 4, complete. Zone 1, complete. And Dungeon 1, complete. So that's 5 out of 13. We're almost halfway there. And then if you look at it, Onyx is working on number 7. So hopefully that's, 6 that, we don't have to worry about. And we have the infrastructure for every single other zone except for the last 2. The end zone here, number 8, will be here. And then there's a secret zone that we haven't even started yet. But neither of those require too much craziness. So we need to really finish up the Zone 4 dungeon. I think that's a good place to go next, because then this entire half of the map is done. We can finish that up, and then what we've got left is Zone 3 in the Nether, Zone 5 in the pyramid, Zone 6 in the castle, and Zone 7, which is the lake. There's also going to be an underwater lake dungeon, but that's what we have to finish in the 7 part, and Onyx will be finishing the decorative part. So, yeah, I appreciate all you guys sticking around, and I'm very happy with the way Zone 2 has turned out, and I'm super excited and still super inspired to make this game. So, let's go ahead and start prepping to do the Zone 4 dungeon in the next episode. And with that, we're going to go ahead and call it an episode today. Thanks for sticking around. Go ahead and hit those buttons down below, and stay magical, my friends. Have a good one.